Uh, Today, I'm talking about how to evaluate and optimize the motor control in individuals with chronic low back pain. I'm a physical therapist for 15 years old, and following these years, I studied about the control motor and the strategy for optimizing the control motor and the rehabilitation about what it's possible. We are improving the functional capacity and I'm postgraduate in the treatment in Japan, in the hospital, the University of São Paulo. And I have a postgraduate in rehabilitation about injuries in specific on the sports and orthopedic injuries. And I'm specialized for the associations, the National Association, the Physical Therapy in Sports, and traumatic orthopedic activities, physical activities in Brazil. And I'm a member for the associations, the
Dr.
physical
Zhao,
therapy.
sorry to
Okay?
interrupt you.
Okay.
You're still on the first slide. Slides aren't moving.
Okay, 1 minute, please. About physical therapy and rehabilitation traumatic injuries. And if I'm talking about low back pain, about chronic pain is not injuries about orthopedic injuries, not injuries about sport injuries, it's about neuroscience, it's about other kinds of science, because chronic pain is a multimodal pain. And my conflict of interest is carrying out some research into development evidence-based in the clinical practice and the forming partnerships and having the opportunity to study and develop and study in international research centers. And our quality of life is directly related to our functional capacity. Thinking about people don't walking well, don't giving a good gait, don't having a good movement in their arms, don't having a good movement in their legs. It's people don't have a good quality of life. What's your main objective in clinical practice when treating our clients? Uh, Diagnostical, dysfunctional diagnostic is essential to make in a clinical reasons and obtain a good result. I think the health professional in the health and giving and having a good strategy for evaluating your patients about control your blood pressure, control your symptoms, and control all systems. But dysfunctional diagnosis is very important. You're thinking it's possible people having a good cardiological nervous system, having a good neurological system, but don't having a good clinical and your diagnostic dysfunctional diagnosis and their quality of life is not well, and they're talking about that soon today. Chronic pain is defined for persistent or recurs for more pain than 3 months. If the people have pain about more 3 months, people having chronic pain is defined for the International Association Study of the Pain, and all pain in your body it's possible having chronic pain in your shoulder, in your neck, in your knee, and your low back, and other functional incapacities. The low back pain is the main cause of incapacity in the world. The International Society of Motor Control has adopted the following definition of motor control as an area of physical exploring laws of nature, defining how the nervous systems interact with the other body. Nervous system interacts with the other body and parts and environments to produce and propose coordination actions. It's a relationship and your nervous system and your environment and your body and your musculoskeletal system and your nervous system. There is a divergence in the literature where authors decided the motor control with the superior commands of the nervous systems and the other considered changes in the adaptations of the movement by local commands. But I'm talking about chronic pain. Chronic pain alters your nervous system and your musculoskeletal systems. I think the first picture, the nervous systems and the motor control is altered than other pathologies. Then I think it is possible people that neuropathologies, chronic pain is a neuropathology then. When can observe the following changes in the motor control? Change in the premotor cortex, the supplementary motor area, and the primary motor cortex. Change in the muscle activation, the joint stability. is alterations in neurosystem, alterations in musculoskeletal systems. The literature demonstrated all studies about this. In my study, I observed the evaluation of the transverse abdominals, the specific muscles for stability of your back in the individuals with low back pain. It's a review literature. In the studies, I observed the importance of evaluations and diagnostic dysfunctional motor control. Our studies in the literature demonstrate that people having low back pain, people having well activation in their muscles and their transverse abdominals, and the problem for don't control your movement your back is a problem for having receiving in the pain, in the chronic pain, and they're studying about this for understanding more the situation. And the low back pain alters the motor control and the failure in adapting to movement, because people having pain, having chronic pain, having failure adaptive movement, and the change in the muscle activations is a bad strategy for the people having chronic pain, and it's changing the muscle structure, because people having a long pain of a long time don't have any functional capacity well, don't movement well, don't contract, and don't activity in your body well, having inhibition in their muscles. It was believed that inhibitations caused the dysfunctional caused by a defect in the muscle activations of the transverse abdominals. However, we also observed severe changes in the transverse abdominals and the other lumbar stabilizer muscles. This situation is common situation with people having chronic pain. People having shoulder chronic pain, neck pain, and the other parts of your body, people having these situations for don't having good activation for your muscles, having other disturbance and for your control motor, and they're observing transverse abdominals, but the literature demonstrates other muscles in your back is common pathology, physical pathology in this situation, these individuals. The transverse abdominal muscles show the change in its muscle tympans, neuromuscular activations, and motor control between healthy subjects and subjects with low back pain, then evaluation of different posture and different populations. Are these changes only found in individuals with chronic low back pain? In the other article, I observed in the literature these situations and the people having chronic pain, how people having stops and the exacerbations of the nociceptions, hyperalgias, and chronic musculoskeletal pain. Increase in fatigue and the metabolic depth for energy productions for muscular contraction. It's a bad situation for people improving movement and reflectant don't have a good functional capacity. It's very hard and difficult improving exercise with these individuals. Motor control is altered with muscular limitations observed to do evoked pain. And the aberrant postures and movement pattern triggered by movement adaptations and proprioceptive change, which directly affect joint stability, physical capacity individuals with chronic pain. Muscular inhibition is common among these individuals arising from adaptive behavior to protect against increasing pain, induced and muscle atrophy, and observed by ultrasonic examinations with a scaled model of adaptation to pain. Pain alters the reaction time of individuals, making balance difficult and decreasing their spatial perception. Make it possible to observe a great number of oscillations caused by balance deficits assessed by stabilometry. Altered sympathetic networking in response to pain behavior, which is associated with fear, anxiety, depression, cognitive and affective changes. And memory deficit is associated with difficult carry-out planning of the attacks. Is a neuropathology, is thinking about these people, these individuals, improving exercise, improving your abilities and your movements. It's very hard, a new exercise, a new activities, but it's necessary. Myopathies are associated with changes in the concentrations of glycolytics and oxidative fibers, predisposing the individuals to muscle fatigue and inability to generate the energy necessary for muscle contractions, neuromuscular dysfunctions of motor control. muscular limitations, balance, and proprioceptive depths. How to assess motor control? The literature demonstrated, I observed in the literature, the good standard for research and assessment. And if there needs in evaluation, assessment for muscle activations, electroneuroimmunography is a good standard. And the literature demonstrated the muscle thinkings and asymmetrics by ultrasound and synapse network for image diagnosis, thinking the PET scan, thinking the resonance, and the functional image for the nervous system. And if you're thinking changing the movements and joint stability, having a good evidence for motor sensor and different postures and different movements and different functional capacity. But this method is very, very well the best methods for evaluations and having good researches, good scientific researches, and good studies. But in the clinical practice, is not usually because the difficulty and the costs are very high, and the people don't. I think they don't use a lot these methods. In assessment of the motor control in the clinical practice, we do not have a systematic reviews that evaluating the assessment of motor control. The literature needs improving these researches about this topic, but having literature about this, changing the motor control is associated with a lost joint stability. If people don't have a good stability, people have a problem with motor control. But joint instability, the individual ability to perform a movement or task without making a compensatory change. In this picture is a stabilizer pressure, is a biofeedback. The equipment is, I think, is not expensive equipment. It's possible to have in your clinic or your consultory. And in this picture, I work in the study, learning with the hospital and the clinics in the hospital in the University of São Paulo about group, the research and about treatment, rehabilitation, the people having chronic pain. And having a lot of patients, I have opportunity for evaluations, different kinds of patients and different levels for pain. The major, all patients having a high level for pain and the high chronicity for the comorbidities in the chronic pain. And it's possible to identify movement change and the joint stability, depths, but not precisely determined with muscles being activated. In this picture, other method is the literature points in the evaluation for stand back extension tests. And the picture one is a negative test. And people have an extension of their back and they're observing the control motor for their back and their hip. And the two pictures, it's possible to observe a high hyperextension for your back. And these articles demonstrate that people having a high extension in this position. It's possible people don't have a good activity and a good activations for transverse abdominal. And compared then other people don't have a high hyperextension back, don't have a good activity, have a good activator for the transverse abdominal muscles. And the literature points in a good standard for your evaluation, your clinical statement and your clinical patients. The other test is a hip extension in the prone position. People thinking and observing during the extension for your hip, your control motor for your back. If people don't have a good control motor in their back, people have an alteration in their motor control. In these articles about sensor motor, all people having chronic pain don't have a good control motor about an extension of their hip. And these articles demonstrate the evidences for people don't have a good strategy for your hip and have an adaptation motor control in their back. Other two texts is about Trendelenburg text in the first picture, and the people in the positions in the person stands and rise in one leg, and observing the control motor for your pelvic and for your back. And the first picture is possible having a control motor, good control motor, and equilibrium for the muscles, then the gluteal muscles, and they don't have an alteration in control motor. But the second picture, observing the up-down for the pelvic and the bad control motor in their back, because people don't have a good stability joints for your hip and your back. And the two tests is about leg rising test, straight leg test, and the people, the supine positions, the patient is asked to elevate the leg and observe the control motor for their back. If the people don't have a good strategy for control motor, having a high hyper extension for your back, on the rotation for your pelvic floor, rotation their back, it's possible at positive test people don't have a good control motor. How to optimize and then motor control? Motor control is efficient when a task is carried out without using the best possible strategy. Perceiving joint stability. For the same task, the individual can perform a variable movement. And the literature demonstrates people a good strategy for control motor, people have and different variable movements, but your movements don't have an unstable position, don't have an alteration for stability. However, individuals with chronic pain have a limited ability for varied movements and unable to maintain joint stability while performing attacks using inefficient adaptation tools to do. This is a model for your optimizing the control motor, and the good strategy for use and evaluation what adaptations your patient use. And different kinds of patients use different adaptations. And your needs evaluations all patients for different prognosis, for different protocol for rehabilitation. And the motor inhibition or facilitation. People having facilitation, you need more activation for your muscles, you need more strategy for stability. And people having a lot of limitation, your needs improvement your quality for their muscles, straight your muscles, and more activity in these muscles. Motor adaptation interfering. Yes, if motor adaptations, alterations in movement, alteration, the functional capacity, you need stability more. But if people don't have a good, bad strategy, people have a strategy for control your pain, you don't need improving the situation because it's possible you're having a poor prognosis in the level, your higher level for pain. And the motor behavior volitional. If people have a volitional bad movement behaviors, you're considered fear avoid and intentional motor response. But if it's not having behavior, volitional behavior, you are considered reflex pain response. Suboptimal theory and loading occurring. If people having a lot strategy, biomechanic strategy for high biomechanic strategy for control pain, then it's possible you don't use our strategy and relax these people, but in not using great focus on biomechanic methods. But if people don't have a good strategy, not using this strategy, you are using for mechanical model for improving your functional capacity. Dysfunctional changes presented in individuals with chronic low back pain. And the literature demonstrates, our articles demonstrate these situations in individuals having chronic pain. Delaying the activation of the transverse abdominal muscles, loss of ability to vary movement, increasing activations of global muscles and limitations of stabilizing muscles, kinesiophobia, limitation of movement, weakness of the gluteal muscles and the core muscles, and myofascial pain. Balance depth, changing the weight bearing, and changing the gait. All situations, it's common the people having chronic pain, but it's possible people having 2 points in this picture, this slide. It's possible people having other alterations. There need evaluations, but more frequently, these situations about patient chronic pain. I'm talking about patients having a good strategy for movement, and chronic patients having comorbidities, don't having a good strategy, don't having a good lifestyle with a sedentary patient. But to observe them and other kind of patient, flat and other situations, similar situation. Movement and stability dysfunctional. And this author demonstrated for having a good strategy for improvement in motor control I think it's possible you're pointing the three kinds of muscles in your body. For you having a good strategy for improvements the functional capacity in these individuals. Having a two kinds. The local stabilizers is a small muscles, the single joints muscle represents the deepest muscle layer and they're responsible for intersegmental stabilization, the postural control. These are little muscles and is responsible for posture, responsible for in single joint instability joints. The global stabilizers is a uniarticular or biarticular muscles representing the superficial muscle layer with a predominance of muscle activating the joint stability at high loads. And the delay activities in the assessment is execution, movement in the low load and threshold. Think in the gait, think in the functional capacity, think in the movement in your body. You are using more this strategy. You are using three kinds of muscles in all situations, but having a preference for fibers. The global mobilizers, biarticular muscles, most superficial layers, muscle activations at a high load threshold, and low resistance fatigue. It's muscle for power. It's muscle for you're having speed movement. Muscle for you having situation that need more stronger muscle. What adaptation for people having chronic low back pain? People need stand up. People using the global mobilizers. People don't use the global stabilizers. And what people gait? People using global mobilizers. People having bracing. People don't have a good strategy for control your motor. You need improvement your local stabilizers. You need improvement your global stabilizer. The preference for movement in situations and the training, because people having pain, having abilities for your muscle, have changed your nervous system. And it's possible other situations. It's possible we're training an instructor for pilates and having cursing the other strategy for movement. And it's possible people is having a good ability for local stabilizer and the global stabilizer. And the movement is low and the movement functional capacity as well. But people don't have a good straightening for your global muscles. And people don't need stand up your gait, don't need running, don't need a functional capacity, or need more straighter muscles. And haven't pain because of the situation. This is important to your evaluations. What strategy people use and what strategy people's capacity for using. Assessment of the lumbar pelvic and hip complex, the core. And I assess the three kinds of muscles they are using strategy for try improving more in these situations for control motor. Local stabilizer, you are using slow and the low threshold exercise. People in the front supine, you're having activity in your body, you're thinking, you're using strategy then stabilizer for exercising for stabilizer position and the global stabilizer. Your motor control exercise. They reproduce the functional activities, dissociation of movement and unstable base. Plant exercise, you are using movement your body in the ball and the bozu and the other situations for improving the ability for movement and the control, the stability joints. And the global mobilizers, exercise in the high threshold and speed power, running, jumps, and the other situations, it's possible your evaluations, what strategy people using, and improving the situations. If I observe the three situations in my clinical practice, it's possible you're observing a different adaptation. Adaptations for people having a good strategy for global mobilizer, for don't having a good strategy for local stabilizer. People having a good local stabilizer don't have a good global stabilizer. It needs in the thinking and evaluation the three situations and using specific exercises for evaluation the situation. The literature demonstrates because people having chronic pain, people having adapting their movement, adapt your control motor. The vicious cycles theory is a pain, people having pain about more 3 months, people having muscle hyperactivity. And because people have a muscle hyperactivity, people have an 11 year ischemia and the metabolic deficit. Thinking people using strategy and for functional daily, for functional activities than sports. And people having a lot of ischemia, a lot of metabolic deficits, and people have a lot of fatigue, people having a lot of pain because people using all these days a strategy for sweat, strategy for running, strategy for movements in the sports movement, strategy for people gating when people running fast. And it's not good strategy because this you need improvements in functional control motor. Other hypothesis straighten inhibition theory. Evidence supporting this theory has been demonstrated with decreased peak torque and generation for both kinin, flexion, and extension after induction of experimental kinin pen, infrapatellar fat pads, injections of hypertonic saline that largely recovers once the pen has resolved. In these situations, the literature demonstrated the hypothesis for people having inhibition for chronic pain. Then adaptation theory is theory about people having chronic pain and a lot of time, people having chronic pain for more than 3 months and not having a good strategy, not having a good rehabilitation, and it's possible people having facilitation and their agonists 11-year first, 11-year velos, and early displacement. Inhibition of agonists. Think in these situations. Agonist is very important. First, motor control. First, your motor movement. And antagonist opposites this. Relax for agonist contract. But in these situations, people have inverse propositions. We have attend these situations. And the antagonist contracts more than agonist. It's impossible having a good strategy for movement, but it's very common situation people having chronic pain a long time and don't having a good rehabilitation. For improvement, the control motor and I think the control for management for the pain, and I'm a manual therapist for 15 years, and I observed the literature what the manual therapy improvements the treatment for the pain. And the manual therapy can be used in the first session, reducing pain and threshold of kinesiophobia in order to modulate the pain and improve the range of motion, because reducing the level of pain. I demonstrated other articles demonstrating that people having evoked pain, people having problems with your control motor, people having changed your nervous systems and your area for your nervous system changing for adapting the movement. If you're control pain, it's possible the movement gets better and people with improving more your capacity, your ability for the movement. What is manual therapy? Manual therapy is technique for your use your hands for myofascial release, for mobilizer article your joints, and using of your hands for improving movement. Multimodal physical therapy. In this article, I observed and demonstrated in the literature, if people having problems their nervous systems, people having problems their musculoskeletal systems, people having problems their diets, people having all problems in your system, you're thinking that multimodal physical therapy for treating this patient. You don't using strategy for neurosystems then so alone. You don't using strategy for musculoskeletal system alone. You don't using straight your muscles alone. You don't using control motor alone. You're thinking it's possible and you're using multimodal therapy. You're using activity in your better your muscles. You need activity and improvement your quality for the muscles. You need thinking about neurosystem adaptation for neurosystems, and you're thinking about education for your patients, and you're thinking about you're using all systems for control the situations because chronic pain is a multimodal comorbid. And this article, I observed in the literature, people having chronic pain having a high incidence for development heart disease. And this movement, control motor, is a specific movement, is low, is movement with your control the situations, but you don't improvements of functional capacity for the individuals. And you're thinking the potential impact for the heart problems, and the people needs improvement, your cardiorespiratory systems, needs improvement other abilities. And thinking that daily, the life need the situations, people need improvement for functional for walking well, for people needs practicing sports, for improving exercise, for change your lifestyle, for change your behavior, and having a good prognosis. Thank you all. Thank you the organization for inviting me. If your people have any questions, it's a pleasure to me answer these questions. and my social media. My wife, I working with a multimodal team. My wife is a personal trainer, and I think the success for a good treatment are having all professionals in the health for improvement the culture and the management before the pet.